The city never sleeps. Lagos, with its neon lights and restless traffic, was alive as always. Amid this chaos of honking downforce, rushing crowds, and blinking billboards, two strangers were about to find a reason to pause. Chuka was a young architect, 29, sharp and ambitious, but weighed down by deadlines and blueprints that never seemed to end. He wore crisp shirts, tailored trousers, and carried himself with the air of a man chasing dreams bigger than himself. To him, love was a distraction, a thing that pulled men away from focus. Adora, on the other hand, was 26, a spirited fashion designer with dreams stitched into every fabric she touched. She was radiant, with her natural afro puff styled neatly, her chic Ankara dresses blending tradition with modern. She believed love was not a distraction, but the very thread that held life together. Their worlds collided on an ordinary evening at the Marina Bus Stop. The rain had just fallen and the city glistened. Under streetlights, Chuka's files slipped from his bag, papers scattering into puddles. Adora, waiting nearby with her umbrella, bent gracefully to help him gather them. Their eyes met, and for a moment the noise of Lagos faded into silence. "Thank you," he said, brushing raindrops from his papers. "You're welcome, but you should hold tighter next time." She teased with a smile. It should have ended there, just another fleeting city encounter. But Destiny had other plans. In the days that followed, their paths kept crossing. In a cozy cafe at Victoria Island, Chuka looked up from his laptop to find Adora ordering coffee at Balagun Market. She was lost in fabrics when he passed by with road plans in his hands. Once, even in traffic, her keke stopped right beside his car, and the laughter that passed between them was louder than the horns of impatient drivers. Without planning it, they became familiar. Chuka found himself sketching buildings with curves that reminded him of Adora's laughter. Adora, who once designed dresses only for her clients, began sketching gowns she imagined herself wearing, walking beside him. Their friendship blossomed into something deeper, unspoken but undeniable. But like every love story, theirs faced a test. Chuka's fame offered him a life-changing project abroad, the kind of offer that could shape his career forever. He was torn between ambition and a quiet pool of love he had never planned for. Meanwhile, Adora's world was shaking too. Her small fashion shop faced eviction from rent she could no longer afford, her dreams threatened by the harsh realities of the city. One evening, on the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge, the two stood side by side, watching the city lights dance on the water. The wind tugged at her dress, the silence heavy between them. "Maybe this is the wrong time for us," Chuka said softly, his voice almost lost into the sound of the waves. "Or maybe this is the only right time," Adora replied, her eyes glistening with hope and fear. Love, fragile yet fierce, demanded a choice. In the end, Chuka turned down the foreign project. He stayed, not because he feared the world, but because in Adora he had already found it. Together, they rebuilt her shop, merging architecture and fashion into a creative studio that lit up the heart of Lagos. The studio became a symbol of their love, where sketches of buildings hung beside gowns and their laughter filled the walls. Months later, under the same Marina Bus Stop where it all began, the city paused once more. Chuka knelt with a simple ring, his voice steady, though his heart raced. The crowd gasped, downfall slowed, strangers cheered. Adora's years rang louder than the honking cars, her joy brighter than the neon lights around them. And as they embraced, the city seemed to stand still again, because sometimes, even in the busiest places, love has the power to silence the noise of the world.